All right, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the video is Why We Aren't Ready for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. George Carlin. Listen, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. The more that you like this content, the more that I know that you specifically would like to see more of this specific type of content, okay? Let's go ahead and just jump into this immediately. For the most part, I think this has basically been spoken about plenty of times within like science fiction type of scenarios. But I do think that we absolutely are not ready for extraterrestrial intelligence. Why? Because we can't seem to get along with each other, right? Imagine some super intelligent race of beings. Yes, they are looking at us and they're like, they hate each other for the smallest things possible, right? Why would we engage in people who cannot see each other as all the same? Right, type of thing, guys. So yeah, I can imagine we absolutely are not ready for any type of external assistance, let's say, right? But all right, let's jump into it. Let's check it out.
Now, just to change the subject a little bit, do you realize that right this second, right now, somewhere around the world, some guy is getting ready to kill himself?
Wow. Okay. Well,
isn't that great?
Starting early, yeah.
Isn't that great? Did you ever stop and think about that kind of shit?
No.
I do.
Okay.
It's fun.
It's fun.
And it's interesting, and it's true. Right this second, some guy is getting ready to bite the big bazooka.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Because statistics show that every year 1 million people commit suicide.
Wow, guys.
1 million. That's 2,800 a day. That's one every 30 seconds.
Wow.
There goes another guy. I think about stuff like that. It's interesting to me. Like I said, certain things are interesting. Suicide's interesting. Life is filled with interesting things. That's why I could never commit.
We may have to do some censorship on the video, unfortunately, guys. Apologies. I know you guys want the raw, unfiltered nature of some of these people that we check out, but YouTube absolutely does not like a lot of the words he's using, to say the very least. So they will flag the video if I do not. All right.
Commit suicide. I'm having too much fun keeping an eye on you folks, watching what you do. Human behavior. That's what I like. Humans do some really interesting things. Like, besides killing ourselves, we also kill each other. Murder. And we're the only ones who do that, by the way. We're the only species on Earth that deliberately kills members of our own species for personal gain. Or pleasure. Sometimes it's just fun.
Right.
We're also the only species that deliberately kills members of another species for personal gain. Or pleasure. That's what hunters do. They kill for pleasure. That's us. Human beings. Interesting folks. Murderers. Here's an interesting form of murder we came up with. Assassination. You know what's interesting about assassination? Well, not only does it change those popularity polls in a big fucking hurry, but it's also interesting to notice who it is we assassinate. Do you ever notice who it is? Stop to think of who it is we kill. It's always people who've told us to live together in harmony and try to love one another. Jesus, Gandhi, Lincoln, John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lennon. They all said...
We got a Medgar Evers shout out? All right.
Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lennon. They all said, try to live together peacefully. Bam! Right in the fucking head.
Right.
Apparently, we're not ready for that. We got to be the most interesting critters on the planet. And then we wonder why a UFO doesn't just land and say hello.
I definitely figured that was the overall path that was going to be taken, because for the most part, that is the overall statement that is made for why people or beings, right, from outside of our atmosphere, right, refuse to come and see us, because look at us, right?
Why I have a certain interest and fascination, let's call it, with torture and beheadings and all of these things I've mentioned, is because each of these items reminds me in life, every time one of them occurs, it reminds me over and over again what beasts we human beings really are. You know, when you get right down to it, human beings are nothing more than ordinary jungle beasts, savages, no different from the Cro-Magnon people who lived 25,000 years ago in the Pleistocene forest eating grubs off of rotten logs. No different. Our DNA hasn't changed substantially in 100,000 years. We're still operating out of the lower brain, the reptilian brain, fight or flight, kill or be killed. Now, we like to think we've evolved and advanced because we can build a computer, fly an airplane, travel underwater. We can write a sonnet, paint a painting, compose an opera. But you know something? We're barely out of the jungle on this planet. Barely out of the fucking jungle. What we are is semi-civilized beasts with baseball caps and automatic weapons.
Here we go.
In case you haven't heard, the latest disaster for the rest of the universe is that the United States is going to go to Mars, okay? Oh, yeah. We're going to go to Mars. And then, of course, we're going to colonize deep space with our microwave hot dogs and plastic vomit, fake dog shit, and cinnamon dental floss and lemon-scented
that's exactly what we need.
Sneakers with lights in the heels. And all these other impressive things we've done down here. But let me ask you this. What are we going to tell the Intergalactic Council of Ministers the first time one of our teenage mothers throws her newborn baby into a dumpster, huh?
Wow.
How are we going to explain that to the space people? How are we going to let them know that our ambassador was only late for the meeting because his breakfast was cold and he had to spend half an hour punching his wife around the kitchen? What are they going to think when they find out it's just a local custom that over 80 million women in the third world have had their clitorises forcibly removed in order to reduce their sexual pleasure so they won't cheat on their husbands? Can't you just sense how eager the rest of the universe is for us to show up?
He's touching on entirely too many topics that require like a lot of long form conversations around them. But he's not wrong. There are people who literally do that to women. Absolutely. While at the same time, it's done to men every single day in America. So I never really hear people pointing that out, but I understand, right? Because the circumcision is barbaric for everyone, not just women, right? So keep that in mind. That is done in the Western world to men every single day, and no one says anything about that, guys. For some reason, it's odd.
Sense how eager the rest of the universe is for us to show up. Can't you see him out there?
Oh, that's it. All right, guys, listen. So, yeah, he's not wrong. We don't deserve it yet, right? Until we can come, for the most part, all together and not have to, fight each other for every single thing. But again, that's human nature. Maybe it's just our nature that isn't worthy of, extraterrestrial beings coming and actually encountering us, and we encounter them, and it's just a mutual, fish in an aquarium thing. They can be the fish, and then we can be the fish, right? Then they can learn about us, and we can learn about them. Guys, we're not ready for that. Absolutely not. Under no circumstance are we. And honestly, will we be for a very long time? And he's right. We have not genetically really changed much in the last 100 years. Nothing drastic, 100,000 years. Nothing drastic has changed about us. Not really, right? We're more intelligent. But that intelligence has not brought any type of peace, really, right? We're still fighting over religion and all types of other human rights, yes? But all right, listen, now let me know in the comments of the next thing from him that I should be checking out, and I will get into that as soon as I possibly can. Listen, you guys all have an amazing day. Enjoy it thoroughly.